Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have this little tutorial for you guys. It's actually a client tutorial, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. So right now I've started doing her brows. I'm actually outlining the bottom of her brow first. And I'm using the Morphe Brow cream in the color Java, and up here now I'm doing the top of her brows. And I actually switched over to a Morphe M165, which is the brush that I normally use to do brows, and I actually like it better than any other brush. As you can tell, like I said, I was outlining the top and the bottom, and then I'm filling it in. And then what I'm gonna do is start like doing little brow strokes at the front of her brow, like so. Okay guys, now I'm just setting her eyebrows with a brow powder, and I'm taking a dark brown powder to set her brows. I'm sorry guys. Anyways, so I'm just setting them with the brow powder, and then I'm actually going to take a spoolie and brush out her brows a bit, the front and the back, all of the whole brow pues, to try to get some of the product out and make sure that everything looks nice and blended in her brows. Now we're going to go ahead and take some concealer to clean up her brows. I'm taking the I Am Magic concealer from Juvias place, and this is in the shade 18 to clean up the bottom of her brow. I'm going to, as you can see, I'm just outlining the bottom and then bringing that concealer down. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll just blend it out. Okay guys, so I finished cleaning up her brows. Now we're going to go ahead and prime her eyelids, because we're first going to start with her eyeshadow. And I'm using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. So I'm going to use some of that to prime her eyelids so we can get it ready for eyeshadow. Okay guys, so now we're going to go ahead and start with our first transition color, and this color is called Canvas. It's actually from the Morphe 39A. We're mostly going to be using that palette and the James Charles palette, but like I said, first we're going to start with this color, which is Canvas. It's part of the middle shades that's in the 39A palette, the big ones that are basically transition shades. So we'll start with that. I'm using a big fluffy brush and blending all that in her crease up to her brow bone. Now I'm taking the second color, which is Cut Crease, and I'm gonna put this color basically in the crease. As you can see, again, blending inward and outward, using the big fluffy brush to go back and blending out those edges. So this look is actually really easy. It's not hard. It is actually a look that I do a lot on clients because they really like it. It's like a soft little makeup look, and I actually love it as well. So right now I'm just doing the same thing on the other eye, putting in that Cut Crease color into the actual crease. That's the actual name of the shade, guys, Cut Crease. And again, taking my fluffy brush that I used first and blending out those edges, make sure they're not harsh. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the color Deep Hue, and I'm actually going to put that in the inner and outer corner of the eye, and actually going to blend it inward together to meet in the center, as you can see right here. So that's all I'm basically doing, and then I'm gonna go back again with the first two brushes that I use with the other colors to blend out the edges. You'll be able to tell that I do a lot of going back and blending every time I add a color. That's something that I like to do. I like to go back, and once I lay one color down, I like to go back with the previous brushes that I use, not really picking up any more product and just blending out the edges so it looks nice and blended. Okay guys, so now next we're going to be taking our James Charles palette, and I'm going to be taking the color So Good and putting that on the center of her eyelid. where we don't have no color. I'm gonna do that with both eyelids, as you can see. And then after that, we're actually gonna be taking a glitter and gonna be using it over that So Good color. And the glitter that I'm actually gonna be using will be the Makeup Geek Asteroid glitter. It's like a gold glitter. It's really nice, very shiny and beautiful. And to lay that down, I'm actually going to be using the NYX glitter glue. As you can see right now, I'm taking it on my finger, the actual glue, and putting it on her eyelid. I did tell her not to open up her eyes, you know, so her eyelids won't get sticky. And now you'll just see me apply the glitter. Okay guys, so before we finish her eye makeup, we're going to go ahead and start her face makeup. And first, I'm going to take this makeup remover wipe, remove all the glitter in the eyeshadow that may have fallen, you know, underneath her eyes, and then clean up her whole face to make sure, you know, it's nice and clean and ready for foundation and all that. So here I'm taking a toner. This is a Thayer's Witch Hazel Rose Toner. I'm not sure if I'm saying the name right, but I will have a list down below of all the products that I use on her. But yeah, again, we're taking the toner, cleaning up, you know, her face, some more. And then I'm going to be taking the Badescu Rose Water to add some moisture back into her face as well. And then I'm actually going to be using like a little fan that I have to help her skin absorb that rose water a little bit faster. I'm then going to be taking my Dabo Waterful Aqua Cream. It is a gel moisturizer. It's actually a water based moisturizer, and I actually prefer this more than my Embryolisse I think it's called concentrated latte cream, something like that. But well, I prefer it more than my Embryolisse. I'm sorry, I don't have the little thing next to me to see the whole name. But anyways, you know, we just add in that moisture, and then we're gonna use the Bioderma eye cream underneath her eye, add some moisture underneath her eye, prep her eye as well, because we are gonna do a little bit, not really bake, but we are gonna set her eye, you know. It will help also with her not to have so much creasing or any creasing at all, actually, and keep her under eye nice and moisturized too, because like I said, when we're using powders underneath the eye, we can dry out the eye, and she actually does have combination skin. She has dry, and then like her T-zone is oily. But yes. Okay guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and prep her face, and on the outer perimeters of her face, I am using the Smashbox Photos Focus primer, and I love that primer. It's one of my favorites for like more dry skin or textured skin. I've been using it for the past, I think, 4 years now that I've been doing makeup, and I really do love it. I can't like replace or anything. It's been my favorite. But anyways, in the middle, in her T-zone, basically, we're gonna be using the Primed and Peachy primer by Too Faced. This is a matte primer, so I'm just using it in her T-zone area to mattify that area. And then I'm going in with the Benefit Porrfessional on her cheeks, underneath her eyes, sorry, because I like this to use not only to fill in the pores in her face, but also help me fill in her fine lines. And I will be putting a little bit on top of her lip as well. Okay, so now before we even get started with her foundation, we're going to go ahead and correct. And I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Corrector in orange to correct underneath her eye. She does have some dark circles, and then around her mouth area, because you can see she does have some discoloration and some dark spots, so we're going to do that as well. I am also going to be using the green one because she did have quite a few breakouts that day on her forehead, like around her chin area. And the green corrector actually helps to correct the redness, so that way you know, the redness wouldn't come through the foundation. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Make sure that it's all nice and blended. I do go back and blend out the under eye a little bit more. But yeah, that's all we're doing, is just correcting her face before we start with foundation. Alright everyone, so here we're going to start with our face products. So first thing we're doing is using foundation, and this is the I Am Magic foundation, the color 500 Bogota. I did mix a little bit of NC30 is a cream actually foundation, NC30 from MAC, just to lighten it up a bit because the foundation was a tad bit dark for her. But that's it. I'm gonna use that foundation. I actually really love this foundation. It's a really good foundation. It is full coverage. It does last you all day, and it's really nice. And I've actually used it on this client before for her senior portraits. And like this foundation lasts her all day. Like we started early in the morning to do her makeup because she had her pictures early, and then I think it was like 5 in the afternoon she messaged me and her foundation was still looking good. Like all her makeup was still looking good. But anyways, really love that foundation. Now I'm actually gonna go ahead and start cream highlighting and contouring. I'm using the LA Girl Pro concealers in the shade cream beige and medium beige. I mixed them together, and I'm putting that like in her highlighted areas, where the forehead, the bridge of her nose, underneath her eyes, and her chin. Then I'm taking the Pinky Rose contour palette and putting that little cream contour in the hollows of her cheeks, underneath her chin, well, jawline, I guess you can say, a little bit on her forehead, not too much because she does have a small forehead. I just like to add some more color into her forehead so it won't just look just like, you know, blah to me. But anyways, blending them all out. The contour shades first. I like to blend out the contour shades, and then I'll go ahead and blend out the highlighting shades. But that's what we're doing right now. Just blend. The sponge that I'm using is actually an affordable sponge, you guys. It's only $1, and it's from Shop Miss A. It's a nice sponge. It's not all that. The sponge that I really love, though, that is also from Shop Miss A, that is really soft and is actually way better than the Beauty Blender, in my opinion, is their Paw Wonder Blender, and that was, I think it's $1.55. That sponge, oh my god, you guys, is even better than the Real Techniques, because I didn't even like the Real Techniques sponges. They're super soft and everything, but I didn't have one right now, so I had to use this one, the regular one. But it's still they're really nice. You guys should check them out. They're not expensive, like I said, and they're really good. But anyways, back to her face makeup. Right now we blended everything out, and I'm gonna go ahead and set all them highlighted areas of her face, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powders, and this is in light medium. I'm gonna use it to set like every area where we highlighted. And then I'm actually going to be taking my BH Pro powder and 235 to set the rest of her face, and I'm actually knocking off like on her chin area, forehead, and her lip area the powder that Maybelline Fit powder as we go. Underneath her eyes, though, I will be pressing the powder in a bit more, so make sure that the under eye is nice and set and we get no creases. This actual BH powder is a dupe for the Studio Fix powders from MAC. They're really good, really affordable, and really nice. So now we're going to go ahead and set her contour areas with the Benefit Hoola bronzer. You guys, I love this bronzer. It actually has become one of my favorites. I love to use it on myself, on my clients. It's amazing. And you guys, as you can tell, I'm actually just like patting the bronzer in. I am not swiping or anything because I want to make sure I set that contour area really nice, because usually after you use a cream product and then you go in and blend with the brush, you can actually remove makeup, and that's something we're not trying to do. So I recommend you pat in any powders right after you use foundation. And once you set the area, like the contour area, which I'm doing now, I'm going to go in with this bronzer from Morphe, and it's in the shade Vlogger. And this shade is actually more of a contour, more of a bronzer shade, I'm sorry, than a contour shade. And as you can see, now I am blending in this shade because we already set that contour area with the Hoola bronzer. I didn't really contour her nose. I only like used a little bit of color on her nose because she already does have a small little nose, so we didn't want her nose to look even smaller than it already is. Now I'm going to be taking these highlights. They're actually from the Nicole Guerrero and ABH highlight palette that they made, I think about 3 years ago. I depotted that highlight palette into this little MAC MD magnetic palette, so I do not know the actual shade names, you guys, but it's from that palette. If you have it, then you can probably use it, but if you don't, I'm so sorry. But yeah, anywho, let's continue. So now we're gonna go ahead and blush her up. This is Makeup Geek's Heartthrob blush. I have the old ones, the magnetic ones. And I really love these blushes, you guys. They are very pigmented. I know they did like a rebrand, and I think all the blushes now come in like a square little compact. Before they came like in this little magnetic circle thing. Sorry. But yeah, that's the shade that I used. I did retouch up her highlight a bit, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and cut them cheeks, help clean up a little bit of that contouring and bronzing that we did. This is actually a good technique. If you like went too low with your contour or your bronzer, you can clean it up with a little bit of loose powder. So now I did forget to set her brows, so I'm going in to set her brows now. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and I was looking for my like powder brush that I use for the powder, to knock off that loose powder that we did use underneath her cheekbones, to, you know, cut them cheeks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Just help knock off that powder with that powder brush that we used. Okay guys, and I'm going to be taking the Mario Badescu rose water and spraying her down again to add some moisture back into her face and help like all those powders that we use blend nicely into each other, you know, and take some of that powderness off of her face, you know, so it won't look so powdery and look nice and soft and blended and moisturized, of course. But anyways, now we're gonna go back to the eyes, and we're gonna be using the James Charles palette again, and we're taking the shade Daddy, and I'm gonna be taking it underneath her eyes. We're actually going for like Mexican colors vibes, I guess you can say, like Mexicana type vibes, and so we decided to do green underneath her eyes, which I actually loved. Like, once you see the whole look together, you're gonna love it. I know right now it's looking like what, but it's gonna look nice, I promise. But anyways, so yeah, we did take that green shade from the James Charles palette called Daddy. I'm then gonna be taking another shade from the James Charles palette to highlight her inner tear duct. It's the shade Ring Light. You'll see it in a minute. Sorry, I just had to retouch that green right there. But yeah, I'm gonna be taking Ring Light to highlight the inner corner of her eyes. That's so. And then I'm trying to remember what was the next step. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add her lashes. Now, you guys, I am so sorry. I do not have like the link for these lashes. I think they're from, I'm not sure if this is from AliExpress or from one of my friends who has a lash company. I can't remember. But they are so beautiful. They're nice and fluffy and curled, and look at them. Like, honestly, the lashes I think was the one that put this look together even more. Like, it even made her eyes look bigger than what they are. So now we're here lining up her lips, and this is the color Red apple red, sorry, apple red. This is deluxe, Italian deluxe lip liner in apple red. And I'm gonna go ahead and line up her lips. Girl, this girl has lips. I was like, Kylie Jenner who? Like, she has naturally beautiful plump lips. Like, they're so beautiful. But yeah, you guys, I'm just lining up her lips, taking my time to do, you know, the outline of her lips, top and bottom. And after that, we're gonna be taking the color Devotion from Milani. It's a liquid lipstick. It is one of my favorite liquid lipstick of theirs. It's actually my favorite red of all time. It's just, to me, it's like the perfect red. And I feel like it's for any skin tone, like whether you're light, you're medium, dark, tan, for anyone. I feel like it's the perfect red for anyone, and I love it. So that's the red we used. Right now I'm filling in her lips with that color. And guys, we're basically almost done. After this, we're just gonna spray her down, fan her down, and I think we'll be finished. Oopsie, you guys, we did forget something, and that was her mascara. I do not remember which one I used, but any mascara will do. I'm just gonna use the mascara basically to unite and blend her natural lashes with the fake ones. And what I like to do is I actually like to tell my clients to look down, and then I'll pull their eyelid back so I can, you know, get those little lashes and add the mascara too. And then when I do the bottom one, sorry, I just tell them to look up, and I'll use like my powder puff to bring their bottom of their eye just a little bit downwards, like pull on it a little bit down so I can, you know, add that bottom mascara. And well, yeah, the final thing we were supposed to do is go ahead and spray her, and so we can set her makeup, and her makeup will last her all day. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, and just like again, fan her down, make sure everything is nice and dry and her skin absorbs that setting spray. But here she is. Do you like it? Okay guys, well, I had to get a reaction for you, but anyways, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for your support. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.